Hi everybody, it's Lauretta from Sparrowhawker Designs. Welcome back to my channel. So today I have a couple of things I want to show you. This is my newest entry to my challenge. It's from Christal Gill, and I apologize, I have already opened it because I tried to do this video once before and it failed. So I think I need a new camera. That's what I think my next big purchase is going to be, is a new camera. So anyway, she sent her entry in this adorable paper napkin. This little girl is so cute. I just love this. You have to tell me where you got this. This is just adorable. And then she sent this beautiful entry. She's done a buttonhole stitch around the heart and also around the edges. And then she put it on a pink doily with this little ball trim here. And these two, I don't know if those are sequins, if those are buttons, but they're adorable. And then this little heart here with the yellow ribbon and the yellow rose. And then this trim out here. Isn't that pretty? It's so bright and so happy. It's going to look fantastic with the rest of the blocks. And then she sent me some goodies too, which is not necessary, but I so appreciate it. She sent me this little heart, which kind of matches the heart she's got here. And I'm actually going to use this like right away. I'm going to set this aside. I'm making a slow stitch project for myself, and I'm going to use this on it. I think the colors and everything is just going to be perfect for it. And then she sent some trim, which matches the trim she used, which I thought was so sweet. I love this. I love this trim. And then this cute little, I love the turquoise. It's a pretty little turquoise doily. And then another quilted piece. And yeah, that's just, isn't that cute? It's so cute. I just loved it. It's so pretty. And then the trim is it's just so appreciated. Thank you very much, Christal, for entering my challenge and sending me such a happy little block. And I'm going to use this like ASAP. So anyway, I apologize for it already being open, but my camera was just, I can't really put everything back and pretend. My camera's not cooperating. So I finished block number 19 in my crazy quilt. Let me see, I'm not sure. Let me check the camera here, what you're seeing. Okay, yeah, that's most of the block. So I did, over here's a striped fabric. I did a herringbone stitch with a little crown topper on it, and a chevron stitch and a flower and some seed beads. I love striped fabrics in crazy quilts because not too many, but I like them occasionally because you can kind of just stack them with stitches and it kind of breaks up the rest of the quilt, you know. I put a piece of trim here that I hand dyed this, and down here I have a yo-yo with some bugle beads and a pistol stitch. And then you saw me do this. If you watched the video, you saw me do that. And then this is part of a dresser scarf, and it had like these really cool swags on it, so I cut the swags off and put some seed beads in it. I think those are size 6s. And then over here I've got a feather stitch, which is my favorite stitch. It's my go-to stitch. I will put a feather stitch on pretty much anything. And I did some French knots in a 2mm silk ribbon. And here I just have like a branch with some lazy daisies and some sequins flowers. And then in the middle here is where all the good stuff is. I have this little charm that's a passport charm. This Paris is a stamped fabric, and I outlined it all in a gold metallic thread. And this is one of my dad's charms. My dad used to deal in antiques silver jewelry back in the day, like way back in the 80s. And when he passed away, most of all the jewelry and stuff was gone, but he did have some charms, and so I've been using those and sharing them with people. And then some yo-yos. I have a little metallic piece here, some buttons. This yo-yo has French knots in the middle of it and some eyelash trim. So I will zoom in so you can maybe get a little bit better look. Now, if you want to see this, like I said, this is block number 19. If you go to the playlist on my channel, it says Crazy Quilt Projects. There are other things in that playlist that's not part of this quilt, but all of the blocks for this quilt are in there. There should be 19 of them now. This is number 19. And each one of those videos, they're pretty short. They're like this one. They're like 6, maybe 10 minutes. And I go through and tell you what everything is on all the blocks. So yeah, I only have 5 more to go. And I have not made one in this quilt in a couple of months because usually around September, October, I stop working on personal projects and start doing stuff for the Etsy store or consignments and that kind of stuff, which is exactly what happened again this year. So I didn't get a whole lot done. Anyway, it is a travel themed, like turn of the century travel themed quilt, like the Grand Tour. And I use ladies' gloves in a lot of the blocks because that was sort of the inspiration for the quilt. I had a collection of ladies' gloves. My mom had given me some, and I had some. And then once people realize that you're collecting them, then they give you a bunch. They're like, here, take my gloves. Which is great, I mean, because I'm going to use them. So anyway, yeah, I'm pretty excited. We're getting kind of close to the end of this quilt. Of course, once I'm done, I will have to join the blocks with the other blocks, and then I'll probably have to do some stitching along those seams as well. So yeah, but yeah, go check out the other videos if you're interested. The other thing, I was going to answer a question that I had. Somebody had asked me how I print on fabric, and let's see, let me find my other thing here. So this is I've printed these on fabric. And how you do this is you basically just do it like you would if you were going to print on paper. So it's no different. The only difference is what you actually put in your printer. So I have an Epson Eco Tank. It's a ET3760, and it's a inkjet printer, and I absolutely love it. It has just been the best little printer. And I mean, I paid more for it than I would for an average printer, but if it ever quits working, I will buy another one just like it. It has been great. You can get so much printed on it for very little ink. The ink is not that expensive, and it comes in individual tanks, so you can just replace what you need. And yeah, it's wonderful. So anyway, you can print on this. You can find this in Joann's and Michael's and Hobby Lobby, and I think even Walmart. It comes in packages of 3, 10, and I think 15, or maybe it's maybe it's 20. 3, 10, and 20. This is a package of 10, and I think I paid $17 for it, although I used a coupon, I'm sure, because it's not cheap for 10 pieces of paper, but that's not real cheap. But anyway, I got something on this one. So one side of this is cloth and the other side is paper. And you just figure out which way that you need to put the paper in your printer. So like some people, they would put it fabric side up, and other people's printers would be fabric side down. A good way to do that is to maybe do a test run on just a regular piece of paper and put an X on one side, and then put the X and then put it face up and then print. And then if the X shows up on the bottom side or on the top side, then that will indicate to you which side you need to put your paper in. So which side it'll print on. The other one is this. Now this comes in a roll, and I didn't even know this existed until Debbie Vignola told me about it. She had printed a few things off for me, and it was just such good quality. I was like, oh my gosh, what kind of paper do you use? And it's called, let me see if I can find it here. It's called Crafter's Images, and it's put out by Lansing. So if you go to, I had to get this online. I could not find this in any of my stores. If you go to Amazon and type in Lansing Crafter's Choice fabric paper or whatever, it should come up. It's also not cheap. I think it was $24 for the whole roll, but it is really good quality. So the fabric side is on here and the paper side is on the other side, and you just have to cut this to whatever size you want. So it's already 8.5 wide, so I usually just use my rotary cutter and cut it at 11. But if you want to just print out one thing and you know how to manipulate your printer to print just a 4x6 or 5x7, then then you could do that on here as well, because and not use as much, there wouldn't be as much waste. Anyway, I have to say, so these were printed on the roll paper, and I have to say it really is, this really is the better quality. But as I said, it is 24 bucks, and unless you, at least it was when I bought it, it might be cheaper now, and unless you, like I've got a Prime membership, so I think I got it without having to pay shipping, but $24 plus shipping, you know, that's not super cheap. But if you're doing a lot of this kind of thing, it really is worth the investment. So, or you might just get a package of 3 of this and try this out first to see if it's what you know, because I mean, if whatever this prints out, if you're perfectly happy with it, then there's no point in going with the more expensive stuff, you know. So anyway, that's all I have for you for right now. My lovely entry from Christal Gill and my 19th block and how I print my stuff. Yeah, I think that's it. I hope everybody has a great 2021. And we'll leave that 2020 in the dust. So anyway, everybody have a great day. Bye-bye. See you later.